Go woke, go broke has never been more profound than woke kindergarten that can't teach kids to read, write, or do math. But they are learning about how to destroy America. It's the day for great educational stories. This is the best story I've ever seen. You're going to absolutely love this. There's a school in San Francisco that was doing really, really poorly in testing for reading and writing and math. So they hired a company. It's Glass Book Elementary School. They hired a company that paid them $250,000 to create a woke kindergarten program for kids, for 5-year-olds. So they would read and write and do math better. Let me read you from the website. Okay. This company is so far left, so radical, so racist. Their own company's website said they create curriculum to support children, family, and educators and organizations to abolish early education. They're pro-black, pro-queer, pro-trans liberation. They want to, you ready? Disorganize and shut down the United States of America. They want to shut down Israel. They want to disband the police. I can't even tell you. I just got to read you from the director. Watch her video. I just want you to see it. Let her own words describe what a great program.
I believe Israel has no right to exist. I believe the United States has no right to exist. I believe every settler colony who has committed genocide against native peoples, against indigenous people, has no right to exist.
So this is the bat crap crazy lady who wrote a kids program called Woke Kindergarten, which is described online as a global abolitionist early childhood ecosystem. Whole lot of fancy words for racism against white people. And a failing public school in San Francisco bought this garbage for $250,000 for a 3-year contract. Fun fact, 2 years later, grades there have absolutely tanked. Reading proficiency sits now below 12%. Math proficiency is below 4. The moral of the story? You can spew your crap like this however you want to, but leftism literally makes kids dumber.
4% can do math, like 10% can read. That's after the program. But they all can be organized to disband America, fire the police, and shut down Israel. $250,000 of taxpayer money was spent on this crap. Only 12% of those kids are proficient in reading. 4% are proficient in math. They're basically dumb and dumber, all because the school spent all this money. And she said, if we disband America and shut down Israel, we can use that money to break free from the slavery of America. And you met the director. Pretty articulate lady, isn't she? Pro-queer, pro-trans, pro-black, anti-America. Right?
You know what, Barry? See, we believe in people being able to have free will to live their lives as they want. Right? We believe in free speech even. We believe that you should be able to say anything that you want to say. Not like right now, I could come on here and I could just say just the most craziest things ever because that's free speech. But guess what? If Will Johnson says the most craziest things ever, there's going to be consequences to follow behind it. It happens with everybody. You have the right to say whatever it is you want to say, and everyone else has the right to avoid you. Everyone has the right to not listen to you any longer. Everyone has the right not to support you any longer. When they say this stuff, Barry, I brought this up as well. The very fact that you're talking about this insanity, this stupidity, there's a major problem going on. There is a lot of people call it a mental crisis, but I call it a spiritual battle. These people have something inherently wrong, a chemical imbalance going on in their heads. They believe that all of these things that they are doing is good, and it's not good. But they have fix their minds to have everyone believe that it is positive what they're doing. And they're fighting against they're fighting against everything that is good, but in their mind, they have to fight it because it's not the evilness that they want. And the evilness that they want, they don't see it as evil.
It's like they're in a parallel universe.
Yes.
Where it's everything is backwards, and light is dark and up is down and black is white and male is female.
Stupid is smart.
Yeah. In the old days, I remember when I was a kid and we used to take these tests, and the school got either criticized or rewarded on how good the kids did in math, in science, in reading, right? In the subjects that they needed to live life. And if they didn't do well on these aptitude tests, the school got written up by the district. Now, test scores have plummeted. They're at 4% level out of 100. I mean, there's no basement under that. You can't get any dumber. If you picked random answers on tests, you would do better than 4%, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
They paid this lady $250,000 to teach kindergartners to destroy America.
It's what you call indoctrination at an early age. And you know what, Barry, when I first got wind that they were actually doing this stuff, I was living in California at the time. And this was maybe 6 years ago. And I was just sitting there looking at it, and it just kept presenting itself. And I came to this realization that what they are doing is that they're targeting children, and the younger, the better. So if you can raise the little ones to have a certain viewpoint of the United States of America, the country that they're born in, the country that you and I, when we were little, we were told by our teachers and our peers to respect the country that we live in, to love the country that we live in, want that country to be better. We were taught that, at least, we were taught that way when we were younger. Now, when the children that they're targeting right now, Barry, with all this insanity, imagine what kind of adults they will be when they become our age. I don't think a lot of people don't even think about that. Like, my goodness, when they become our.
Hold it. I didn't think about that, because what you learn when you're 5 and 6 becomes part of your identity, right?
Yeah, there it is.
If you're being trained to be a revolutionary, to destroy your own country.
Yep.
Right. Then when you bump into some communist in college at Berkeley, where this is right next door, you're going to go, yeah, you sound just like the lady that said we ought to burn down the police stations. Go us.
Yeah.
And that's why they're calling it woke kindergarten. It's all over the news. And you know what, Will? The contract is still in force. The curriculum is still there. The kids are still hearing this crap. And why aren't the parents pulling their kids out of this school? Or why aren't they with signs in front of the school saying, no, we like our country. We want our kids to read and write and do math and know science. We don't want them to be Marxist revolutionaries with pitchforks to burn down the police station across the street.
Yeah. You know what it is, Barry? A lot of these parents, they don't believe it's happening in their schools with their child. A lot of them see it. No, I'm telling you, a lot of parents are oblivious to it. Parents take their kids to school. They drop them off at school believing that they're going to be in good hands. They're going to learn about social studies, math, geography, English, the basic needs that they need to have to be a good citizen. A lot of them don't even realize that when they're dropping these kids off in the schools, that they're being indoctrinated by these evil people. They don't even have a clue on it. And Barry, and a lot of that became evident after, they shut the country down, and then students were at home, and then parents sitting down because they have to help the students get set up. And they're probably like in the same room, and they can hear the teacher pushing this perversion, pushing this sick stuff onto their kid. And the parents go, wait a minute, is this a classroom that I'm listening to? Or are they watching a TV show or something now? And then they lean over and they look at the monitor, and it's the daggone teacher pushing the stupidity. And then parents started to say, wait a minute, This is not good. I had no idea that you were doing it. Parents don't know. And that's the reason why right now you notice, Barry, they're not trying to shut the schools down anymore. They want more kids to be in the public schools that's getting this indoctrination. This is the part of the reason why they don't want to fire people like Claudine Gay, like they don't want to fire this one, because they like the fact that these people are indoctrinating kids. They like it. It is a demonic spirit. And a lot of people, and a lot of people don't want to recognize it for what it is. It is blatantly a demonic spirit, Barry, hands down. And one of the, I think it was Colleen left a comment on there saying it is a reprobate mind. That's exactly, I'm looking at the Facebook feed right here. That's exactly what it is. It's a reprobate mind. These people believe that everything that they're doing is good.
Yeah,
because they've been turned over.
I'm looking at this comment from Colleen. That's how I was raised. We started every single day with a prayer.
Yep.
I was in public school with a prayer, and then we stood and put our hands on our heart, and we turned to the flag and we said the Pledge of Allegiance. And the biggest honor you could get in my little elementary school was to be asked to lead the pledge because you were a good kid the day before. And I remember being picked. I was so proud of myself, that Mrs. Kennedy picked me to lead the Pledge of Allegiance. You're not even allowed to address the flag. You don't stand for the flag anymore, right?
Nope.
You kneel for the flag, right? And, and by the way, I was one of a couple of Jews in my school, and we all prayed, and it was fine because it created a morality, a sense of morality, the first minute of school, right? And so it got your mindset. Respect your teacher, respect the other kids, put your head down and learn. I see these classes now, like we just talked about in Toronto or in San Francisco, where they are being taught to hate. They're taught to hate people of a different color. They're taught to hate people of a different religion. They're taught to hate people in different countries, and they're taught to hate their own country.
Yes.
And you are creating a tsunami. I think. I want to know your
no.
opinion
You're spot.
Of literally instability going forward.
Barry, you're absolutely spot on. The first time I ever heard of someone being pushed to hate their country, and again, this was maybe about 4 to 5 years ago when they were talking about in Europe. I talked to this lady that came from Europe. She was born in Europe, but she worked in California. She had a work visa. She came back and forth and she worked. And she was telling me that in Europe, they're actually calling people hateful if you fly the European flag. If you fly the flag for your country, they're calling you hateful. And at first when I heard that, I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. And it's a movement to do it. But then I started seeing it more and more here in the United States of America. That's the tsunami. To get you to hate your nation, to get you to hate where you're coming from. And it's a globalist agenda to get everyone to say there are no borders. There are no countries with sovereignty because they want to have this globalist agenda. They want a world leader. They want a world leader to dictate everything to them, to tell them how they should live and how they should be. And this world leader that they're looking for is all about perversion. Everything is evil. That's the world leader that they're looking for, Barry.
We got to keep talking about it because the people that watch us, there's 2 million followers at American Truth Project, and I know there's a whole bunch at Unite America First. We got to keep talking about it.